In this video, I'm going to show you how to transfer saves from a digital GameCube memory card over to the Xbox Series X and S version of Retroarch. Alright, so I started working on this Retroarch cheats video for Dolphin, and I realized I needed to have access to saves that I had on my PC and actual GameCube, but not on the Xbox Series X and S, so I ended up having to transfer those over to my Xbox to better utilize certain cheats and patches like the Hyrule Field speed hack. And I figured I might as well show you that process as well, so let's dive in. Now, before you can begin transferring your saves over to the Xbox Series X and S version of Retroarch, you do need to make sure that you have Retroarch installed on your Xbox Series X and S, so refer back to my Retroarch guide on how to do so if you haven't done so already. And be sure to pay special attention to expanding your dev mode storage section, and the advanced section here at the end where we access our Xbox's internal SSD from our computers and redirect our folders within Retroarch to see those folders in the S drive, because we're going to be using that in this video to make things a lot easier. And I'd also recommend getting your GameCube emulation set up and running, and run it at least once so that way it creates the user folder within your saves folder. Links to both these videos in the description below. Alright, so here's where things can diverge a little bit on how you proceed. I made a digital backup of my physical GameCube memory card using a modified Wii and the GCMM program, and I renamed that memory card after my first name, Ryan, years and years ago. And I've been using this digital memory card across my Wii, my GameCube, Dolphin emulation for years. Like, this memory card has saves all the way back to day 1, 2001. And I just put it on whatever system I happen to be using at the time. Right now I'm using it on my GameCube with a GC loader and Swiss in place of a physical memory card. It's really nice. But if you've only been doing Dolphin emulation, it's even easier to get memory card files, because as you've been playing through them, depending on how your Dolphin's set up rather, let me show you what I mean. So when you go into your Dolphin config and you go to your GameCube section, there's device settings here. So there's an option to choose slot A, and you can set this as a memory card or a GCI folder. If you set this as a GCI folder, this process is a lot easier than what I'm going to have to show you right now. It's literally drag and drop, but I've always set mine to memory cards so that way I wouldn't have to extract anything. But within your Dolphin folder, if you've already been using Dolphin on the PC, you'll have your user folder, and then a GC folder, and this is where your memory cards get saved. So for example, there's another copy of my memory card here. Look at that. And I use this actually as my slot B card, so that way I can make new saves on things when I'm testing things out. So that's why there's another memory card slot right here. But if you're using a GCI folder, all you need to do to get your saves over to the Xbox is open up the folder for the region your games are in. It'll say card A or something right here, and you'll have individual GCI files that you could just transfer over to the Xbox's save folder. Whereas, if you're like me and use raw memory card files, we have to just open up a version of Dolphin, go to the Tools section, Memory Card Manager, and here's my memory card again in slot B. I'm going to open up the one on the desktop, though. I think it's a little more up to date. There we go. I'm going to open that one up. I'm going to tell it to switch over to slot B. If you're just using slot A, it's fine. You don't need to worry about this. But check this out. I can now go through and select each save and tell it to export as a GCI file. And then I can just save them to the desktop. It's a little long-winded of a process if you have a lot of stuff on your memory card. Or, you can even download saves in GCI format and have them ready to go. Like, it's so nice. But let me just grab some essential saves here more than anything. So for example, like my Twilight Princess save that I wanted to have that has access to Hyrule Field. There we go. Anyway, I think we've demoed that enough. But once you have the saves that you want to get, we just need to access our Xbox's internal SSD. So again, look at the advanced section of my Retroarch setup guide on how to do so. And if you made a network file share, it's super easy. Just click on it to get into development files. And then we're going to go into Windows apps, our Retroarch folder. Find your made saves folder. find the user folder, go back into the GC folder, and now we're just going to open up the region our games are, so mine are USA. I have a folder in here named Card A, and this is where I'm going to dump all of my GCI files. So again, like I said, if you've been using the PC version of Dolphin and you had it set to GCI folder, you already have all these files in GCI format that you can just drag and drop straight across. You don't have to deal with any of this extracting nonsense. That's just how I had to do it. But once you have your saves placed in this folder, we could just go ahead and close out of everything on the PC and load up Retroarch on the Xbox. And now you could just test to see if your saves work. So for example, I'm going to go back down to GameCube and I'm going to load up Twilight Princess. And there we go. I now have my Twilight Princess save file that has all of my different Twilight Princess saves on it, including the one that I have saved directly into Hyrule Field, which is what I was using to test Dolphin patches and cheats. And there we go. Loaded up and ready to go. And for those of you that have been playing through Twilight Princess on the Xbox Series X and S, you are very familiar with the lag that comes from within the Hyrule Field. I do have another video showing you how to apply the Hyrule Field speed hack. Link will be in the description below on how to fix that up, but this is how you can get your save files transferred over. So I hope that it proves interesting to some of you. But that's where we're going to call it for this one. So as always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that thumbs up, thumbs down button, just depending on how much you like today's video. And if you haven't done so already, hit that sub button so you can see when new videos go live on the channel. Goes a long way to keeping us growing and keeping the place running, so we're super grateful to all of you for that. If you'd like to further help support the channel, you can also check out that join button here on YouTube or the Patreon link in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Little goes a long way to keeping us going and bringing new content just like this to all of you. And just a big shout out once again to all of our current backers. You're so amazing. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. But that's gonna do it for this one. So until next time, my wonderful internet peeps, you all stay awesome and we will see you back next video.